Okay, we'll try it like this. Let me go ahead. Let me get some music going. We'll turn that on, but turn that down. Bring this over here. Well, this way I can put the chat right here too. It's just directly right in front of me. Have the other screen on that side. Let's just go with non-copyright this time. Let's see if that can help anything. 'Cause I don't want people to not be able to watch from other countries. Where's the non-copyright? There it is. Yeah.
We get along just fine here on our own. What you offering? Another
Hey, what's
Monday
going on, guys?
night.
It's
Oh,
tilted. Krypton, what's going on, buddy?
got me flying
Crypto Half-Life, what's going
all
on?
this time.
Universal, hey, what's up, bro?
Don't wanna just tell
Kaus
me
FD, what's up, man? How you
don't
doing?
wanna feed the
Big Al,
fire.
what's going on? Good to see you too, buddy.
Tell me what
Dennis, what's up, buddy? Thank you for joining the Patreon today. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
been listening to
It
my
looks like we're gonna have a breakout to the downside, guys. Unfortunate. But as soon as we get some more people stacking in, I do want to go over why this is actually a good thing and not a bad thing. This is actually still very bullish, even if we do break out to the downside. Now, for a couple reasons, obviously, everything I say, I have points of invalidation alongside it. So it's not just full moon boy. I do want to let you know the opposing argument and what needs to happen for that to go through. But as soon as we get some more people in here, we're sitting at about 22 right now. We'll go ahead and start talking about that. Work smart. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Zekin, what's going on? Universal, it's my favorite time of the day. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Joy, what's going on? Easy G, thank you very much, man. It's good to see you. So I have opened up a scalp short with a little bit larger position size than I usually normally use on my scalps, just to cover some of the loss from my long trade when I do get stopped on that. I'm still holding that long trade. I have set the plans in motion. I'm not going to exit early. I'm going to let the trade go through. Crypto Soldier, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy? Oh, that's a different Telegram. Okay. So I'm doing the stream a little bit different today. So normally I have my charts on the ultra wide right in front of me, but I have put the chart on this screen, and hopefully that helps with some of the scaling issues. Hopefully now when I'm looking at stuff, you can actually see the numbers, because on the ultra wide I had to squeeze it down. So you could see the candles, you could see the support and resistance, but you couldn't quite tell what the numbers were. So hopefully this looks a little bit better for you guys. Let's see. I want to check up on my trade at the moment. Okay, I'm up about 7% at the moment on the scalp. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Poseidon, that's what's up, man. Thank you very much. I'm always late to the 2 p.m. streams by like 15-20 minutes. It's because when I wake up, I usually wake up around like 11:45, and then I have a session at 12. I have a session at 1, and then I try to give them the most amount of time that I possibly can. And then when I get off of the call, I have to go take a shower and then hop on live stream. So that's why I'm always late. I'm wearing a Star Wars t-shirt today because it's basically pajamas. Uh-oh, Fish is going to bark in like 3 seconds. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. How did the Zoom work out? Zoom is perfect. I should have been using it from the beginning. I just figured it would be much easier for everybody because everybody has Discord. But if you guys are in the one-on-ones, please download Zoom. Uh, it doesn't cap the time that you can be in the call, like some people are saying. It works out perfectly. The screen share is crystal clear no matter where we're at in the world. Discord screen sharing is like a side feature. It's not the main feature. While on Zoom, that is the main feature. So that's why it's so much better. So it's definitely a good thing. Hi, dude. Should I close my longs from 9,300 right now if my liquidation is 8,500? So I would say don't close your longs until we're back below at least the macro resistance. So I put your stop loss at about 90.50. That'd be a good stop loss. Let's see. I was about to say something. I forgot what I was about to say. I don't know why I have friends. I get the most random messages. I watched the video from yesterday and I looked like I was dead. Like I was all desaturated. I know I'm like oversaturated here, but I want to look like I have life in my bones. The other one, it looked like I was just dead. I was a gray man. Look at my hair was going gray. Fishy, don't chew on the box. Okay. You guys like the new channel art? Let's see. Let me bring up YouTube over here. So I got a new logo. I got the Kite Crypto. Changed my name. So I had a couple different options of going with either gold, red, blue, green, or purple. And I wanted to go for red in the beginning, but then the dude that is helping me out with all this, he was like, "You sure you want to go with red? Because that kind of looks like red candles, bearish. You know, it's gonna kind of give a psychology problem." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I went with gold for Bitcoin. I think it's awesome. New thumbnail for the live streams, just something to catch people's eyes. You know, I want to put more effort into this rather than just having blank thumbnails where it's just a chart and little old me and on the side. You know, try to make it look more professional. As we continue going on, obviously the production will get better. I'm sure we'll have other stuff. I might be putting more time and effort into planning the live streams from like start to finish instead of just kind of coming on, doing price action. You know, I don't know how I would structure that because I'm not really a news person. I don't like looking at news. But you know, I might take a piece from like a Crypto Zombie in terms of like hash rate and all that stuff. We can take a look at that. I definitely want to make it more like a news channel. What are you doing, Fish? What are you doing? What are you doing? He was hugging my hand. That was so cute. Okay, you gotta get down. You gotta get down. But yep, that's the new channel art. Now, the only thing I still have a problem with is when you look up Kite Crypto. Obviously, oh, it does. So the problem I was having before was my channel would never pop up if you looked up Kite Crypto or even Kite. It would just be the videos, but everything's fixed. We're on our way to the top. What do you think about the CME gap around 8,500? I don't necessarily know if it's going to actually get down to 8,500. Okay, we're sitting at 51 viewers. So I can start getting into price action. Okay, so my thoughts on what's currently happening. This is a very bullish sign for anybody that's looking to invest. So what I believe is going to happen is this is a signal to all the people with hundreds of millions of dollars that this particular down channel is starting to weaken, and it's definitely has a chance for some fireworks. So what I think is going to happen is all the people that have lots of money, they see this. They see that the down channel can be broken now very easily with retail investors' money. And I believe that it's starting to force the price down. And I think we're going to go back into another accumulation range between the 0.618 and the 4-to-1 Ganfan for the next about 40 to 60 days. Now, the reasons why I don't think we're going to go any lower than, like, I would say the lowest we could possibly go is maybe 7,500 is because of the 2-to-1 Ganfan. Now, the 2-to-1 Ganfan doesn't just hold significance from the 3K bottom. You can see it was a very, very nice support down here. And it was also the acting support that brought us to where we are now. If you take that 2-to-1 Ganfan and you stretch it all the way back, it was pretty much, that is the legacy trend line. The 2-to-1 Ganfan on your macros is the legacy trend line that you see on Crypto Zombies channel, Crypto Kirby's channel, everybody's channel. That is the legacy trend line. So I do believe that is going to hold. If not, we will dump down to lower numbers, but I will focus on that when we get to it. But as of right now, I do believe that we will be working between the this high here in the 4-to-1 and the 6.18. So if we were to put fib retracements on this as if it's a new pattern, we could be viewing it like this, and then the 1.618 would match up to our 8-to-1 Ganfan pretty much exactly. So I do believe that this is going to be our next pattern moving forward. And this was my original plan all along. It's just that we broke out to the upside, so I kind of had to change what I was doing. My original plan was to just short the 4-to-1 Ganfan and long the 0.618 until we had a breakout sometime around the halvening towards April or May. That was my original plan, and it might look like it's going back into play. If so, you could add an astronomical amount to your portfolio before this actually takes off. You could add anywhere between 20 to 40% depending on your risk to reward setup. So I do guess from this point now, if we do go all the way down to the bottom, that particular trade right there would be about an 11. So you should be able to get anywhere between a 20 to a 30 risk to reward ratio out of this entire pattern. That means if you take your little thingy right here, and let's say you had $1,000, okay, and you were doing 5%, 20%, that means every time you lost, you would lose $10. So you would make about $300, adding 30% to your portfolio. So by the time you get out of this pattern, you would have about $1,300, and then that $1,300 would go about 30%. So big gains in our future, I believe. So that is what I'm particularly looking at. Can you show those ranges in price? Can't see on my screen. So the 4-to-1 Ganfan, obviously it's not like a set amount, but the 0.618 is pretty much at $7,800 exactly. That was the original target that we were looking for on this swing low. Unfortunately, we did break out to the upside and kind of ruin that plan. But that's what we do. We just work with what we're given. Obviously, we can't control the market. We just have to do what we got to do. So $7,800 is what I would be looking for as a potential bottom. And then a diagonal line starting from here. So right now, the 4-to-1 Ganfan is at 90.94, and on the February 24th, it would be at about 8.853, and then towards the end, it would be at about 8.6, and so that's going to be the shortening range along that Ganfan. Now, it will look like a descending triangle, but I do believe it's not going to act like a descending triangle, because obviously we would have the inverse head and shoulders. We would have kind of like a bullish pennant almost, looking like it. But the thing is if this does break out to the downside, this is essentially what we're going to be doing. We're going to be building a pattern similar to the 14K top, but just down here, and putting in a bullish pattern instead of a descending triangle. But you can see as soon as we crossed over the this is the 1-to-1. As soon as we crossed back below the 1-to-1, we dumped 20%. So if that happens similar to what we did last time, and we drop down to like somewhere around here, we could see the lower, like the high 5,000s if that does happen. But that's about 60 days away. So we'll see how this goes. I am short right now on my scalp account with a little bit more position size than I normally would, just to cover some of my losses. And I do still have that long swing open. You know, you might be calling me crazy, you might be calling me stupid, but I have to make sure that I stick to my plans. If I don't follow through, it's going to ruin everything. Right now, we are still above a macro resistance. I cannot get out of it yet. That's just the rules, guys. For me personally, obviously, I'm not telling you what to do with your portfolio. Obviously, I am probably going to lose this trade, but it's just a part of the process. That's all. What about the cup and handle pattern? That's definitely another possibility. We could definitely cup and handle from this. This is the cup. Maybe this is building the handle right here. And then we break out to the upside, but the timeline is still going to be relatively the same. Even though that this is a cup and handle, it needs a much longer handle with the size of the cup. A lot of people are saying that this was the handle, No, that's too little to be a handle. You have to kind of get the proportions right when you're looking at patterns. Now, obviously, if it was like this and then it was a cup and handle, that'd be a different story. But since it's such a deep cup, we need a deep candle. I mean, not a deep candle, a deep handle in order for this to actually break out to the upside. But as of right now, 4-1 Gone Fan and the 0.618 are going to my next range going forward. And I'll go ahead and share this chart with you guys real quick, just in case you guys want to look at it on your screen. I know it's kind of hard to see the price action. So let me go ahead and post that to you guys real quick. Okay. Yeah, Joe Fabiano, I changed my name. I'm now Kite Crypto. I'm a part of the whole people that have crypto in their name. I was trying to negate that because I wanted to be original, but I figured if I don't have crypto in my name, how are people going to know that I trade crypto? You know? I made a new thumbnail, made it look a little bit prettier. The channel art is absolutely superb. Absolutely love it. Kite Crypto, new logo, new thumbnails. We're professional now. Green screen. Guys, we're the best YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. And I don't know. I'll ask the artist if he wants me to link his information in the bio of my channel and everything, just in case you guys are looking for something similar. But I don't know if he wants that much publicity. He said, okay, man, I don't have any money to offer you right now, but I can make artwork for you, whatever you need. And if I can trade you for a one-on-one, that would be perfect. And I said, yeah, man, I was already looking for people to do that for me. And if I can just, spend a little bit of time with you and get something in return, that works out fine for me. So it was just an even trade. Oh, and I don't know if he made it on this, but if you look closely, okay, on the moon, you can see the Bitcoin symbol. That was a nice little touch he added at the end. So if you go to my channel and you look at the moon, it's like it's printed in the rock. It was so cool. Jan Jansen, you're very much welcome, man. I appreciate that. And thank you very much for watching it. I try to put some time and effort into these tutorials for you guys. I know sometimes I'm kind of slow when you guys ask for them, but I try to get them out. And I try my best to not say okay. And like I said, I have so many little tiny things that I say over and over and over again. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's hard to change. Whoa. Either share the Excel or give us the formulas. Give me the Krabby Patty formula. Didn't I share the Dropbox link for that Excel sheet? I'll share it again for you guys. I have it in my Dropbox. I shared it in the last stream. Yeah, here we go. Share, and then copy link, and here you guys go. Yeah, I'll definitely ask him if he wants to have some publicity from the YouTube description or my YouTube bio, and you can contact him. He's a really good artist. I don't know if he wants me to share his artwork with him. He's freaking fantastic, so hopefully he doesn't hate me for this. But I can share some of the work he's done for me. I don't want to share the other stuff he sent me that's kind of private. But let me go ahead and go to Discord real quick. But he's really talented. I'm glad to be working with him. It was definitely a good trade in terms of, what I get. Yeah, so this is his little presentation that he gave me, all the things he's done. Obviously, if I need anything else, he can give that to me as well. So that's just the little tiny presentation that he started with. He has a let's see. Where is it at? It's way up here. So this is some of his artwork. So let's say this is one of my favorite ones that he's done. So he's really talented. He really is. Who Mitch Ray is? I don't know who Mitch Ray is. I'll look him up real quick. I'm gonna sneeze. uh, uh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh, wow. Yeah, I need like jazzy thumbnails, but I don't want to like I would hate to have to make a separate thumbnail for every single live stream. Like I don't know if I could do that. Not yet. Oh god, don't look up Mitch. Bitbur, what's going on, man? Yeah, my YouTube description still says like I just love playing video games with my friends. So yeah, I definitely gotta put the Patreon link, some more information, my Discord, a business email address, and a little bit about myself. Maybe like my story of how I, started started with candy and got into crypto. Austin, did you see XRP? Don't tell me. God, I have not checked that today. But you guys know I said it on a couple live streams ago that I checked XRP. That better not be a smiley face that it went down. I swear to God, if you're tricking me. Let me go to my Coinbase real quick. That's why I have all my XRP on. That's what's up. 6%? I didn't even notice today. I just know XRP is going to be, it's going to be a pretty good pull. It's going to be a pretty good pull. Check your Discord, please. I got you. Crypto Don Juan, let me know, please, about the guy. Okay. Yeah, of course. Let me go and message him right now. Let me ask him permission before I start sending out, his stuff. Hey man, is it okay if I give your info to people? Everyone loves the new art. Some people want to contact you. Okay, I sent him a message. When I get a reply, I'll go ahead. And if he says it's okay, I will pass that along to you. Mrs. G! Coming to rub it in my face. But we're doing good still. We're doing good. That little scalp short is picking up some of the weight. Now, obviously, if that does carry down a little bit more, if we do cross back down below the macro support, I might add a little bit more. Now, obviously, I don't recommend that for people because that is averaging down in a short, and you don't necessarily want to do that, but it's not going to be too much to really offset my entry. Just enough to kind of pick up the slack from the losses from the long, and just kind of make up for that. And then hopefully we do get down to that $7,800 number, and then we can start working with this range. Simon, I'm doing absolutely fantastic today. Today's been a great day. Woke up, was a little bit groggy, but man, my eyes definitely are much rested than they have been in the last couple of days. Listen, I want it just as much as you, Mrs. G. I want us to go down to 7,800. You forgot, my original plan was to go between the 4-to-1 Gonfan and 7,800 and kind of just stack up my bags before we have another liftoff. But unfortunately, we had to break out to the upside much sooner, even though it's going to be looking like a failed breakout. When do you think it will blast? I think it will blast off sometime around the halvening. So around April to May, probably somewhere around like April 10th at the latest, at about $8,513. That's what I'm looking for. Now, obviously, we could break the 2-to-1 Gonfan, which would not be bullish in the slightest. And if that does happen, I do think that we would drop back down probably pretty low towards around 5,500 to even the lower 5,000s. If this range does not hold. Is that what you want to hear, Mrs. G? Is that what you want to hear? You want to hear my tears? That if we break the 2-to-1 Gonfan, we're going down to $5,000? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. No, I meant BTC, not XRP. I mean, I meant XRP, not BTC. Yeah, let me go ahead and check it out. Like I said, I don't have... Is it on this chart? XRP. Okay, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Okay, so we'll go to... I don't know which one I did it on. Okay, so it looks like we're coming up upon a macro resistance right now. And with Bitcoin about to drop as well, I think it would be a good time to take some profits on XRP. At least a little bit. And probably wait for a drop back down to... let's see. This seems to be the range right here. Probably somewhere around back down to 25 cents to even 23 cents before like another little pattern forms. It's about a 12% difference. You can accumulate 12% more. What's the next target down? Well, if we break the macro support, the 0.5 at about 86 to 8800 is like a likely place to hold a little bit of support, maybe a retest to the upside. But as long as we stay below the 4-to-1 Ganfan, I am looking to take everything down to about $7,800. That's where I'm looking to long from. Talk more about the scalp and how to set up safely. Okay. Let's see. So we have a bullish rectangle that has broken to the downside. This is better viewed on the 2-hour. So I made the support from the candle bodies and the resistance from the candle body. So we are currently still sitting below it. So this is my current trade setup. Now, if I do turn this into a swing, I'm looking for $7,800. So my stop loss right now is around the $9,329 mark. My entry was pretty much just a couple hours ago. So nothing too different from what you guys could get. And I'm looking for it to hold support around the 0.5 momentarily, hopefully building a descending triangle and continuing to the downside. That's my hope. But obviously we work with what we're given. Obviously if that plan changes. But yeah, it's looking like a 9 to 11, depending on what your stop loss is willing to be set to. But we have now below, we have gotten candle body closes below the support of the bullish rectangle. So it is looking like it's trying to break to the downside. Obviously, it's stalling around the 2-to-1 Ganfan in the macro support, which is to be expected. It's a macro support. It's not going to break that easy. But I'm sure if this does continue, we will actually have a break to the downside. Now, the next thing that you're looking for is a bullishly diverging RSI. So you want to look for the price action to be going down, but getting higher lows on the RSI. Not necessarily the first bounce out of the oversold region is what you're looking for. You're looking for typically the second to the third bounce on a bullishly diverging RSI in order to really get the best bottom. Otherwise, you might start looking to long and it can continue going down. One good place where that can be shown is over here. So over here, we were going down, but we were putting in higher lows on the RSI. So starting from right here, okay, to the second bounce. So this was the first bounce out of the oversold region. This was the second higher low, and this was the third. So you're looking for between the second and the third to take DCA entries around this region and get your average entry somewhere around here for another blast off. So that's what you want to be looking for whenever you're trying to find a bottom on Bitcoin. The green dots are good, but they're not necessarily the exact bottom. You're looking for a bullish divergence alongside a green dot or a bullish divergence on your stochastic. 8,272 true test if BT. I don't think 8,272 is necessarily like the end all be all. I do think that it could go down to 7,800. Definitely from where we were sitting. So at first we had a diagonal support that could have potentially blocked us from getting to 7,800. But as of right now, I mean, that's just wearing away and we now just are left with the horizontal. So if we do dump back into this pattern, it should look something like this. Obviously, not straight shots all across. There will be many hiccups. but it is what it is. Yeah, I know the 200 EMA is somewhere around the 0.618 to the 0.5. I don't know if that's on the daily. I don't know. I'm not a EMA or SMA or MA guy. I go based off my Fibber Trace since my GON fans, and they work out perfectly. Efran, what's going on, buddy? I'm still long from 9,268. So you can close it right now. I would technically wait for the macro support to be broken just to make it official and make sure that you don't miss out unless if it does whatever for whatever reason go back up. But now that we actually have gotten candle body closes and what looks like a rejection right here off of the previous support, confirming that as resistance, it could be perhaps the time to go ahead and get out of it. That's all up to you. Obviously, there's a lot of risk in that. I would wait for the macro support to be broken first, just to make it official, but it's all up to you, buddy. Macro support to be broken. Yeah, so the macro support is this 4-to-1 GON fan on the daily. So you can see it's been acting as resistance ever since back here in the August 17th. So every single time that we have touched it, we have always gotten rejected. But now we are sitting above it. Now, just because we're sitting above it doesn't mean that we're going to blast off. We could, potentially, but it's not exactly what we're looking for. This is a bullish sign for investors with hundreds of millions of dollars. They want to see a break of the resistance. And then what they do is that tells them that, okay, it's go time. Now they start heavily, I mean, they would have already been accumulating, but this is pretty much the last time that you can really accumulate before a lift off to the upside. So I do think it's going to dump back into the pattern and potentially have a couple retests to the upside and downside, get that accumulation up, and then we have lift off. Bullish. There are 4 examples of the 4-to-1 being broken already. I'm talking about candle body closes, okay? Now, whenever you get a candle body close, but the next one open and closes below it, I do not count that as it being broken. So we have never officially gotten candle body closes above the 4-to-1. Now over here, yes, we did, but this was much earlier in the pattern, and this was testing the 8-to-1 and then putting in a descending triangle. So that's a much different story. I'm talking about from August 17th to where we are now. We have gotten rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're above it. What time frames would be good when looking for bottoms with RSI? I would say 30-minute. Now, obviously, with this kind of move, you're going to want to be looking higher, maybe like the hourly, for that bullish divergence. What's the money flow indicator you use for Bybit? Obviously, since I've paid for Market Cipher, I just use Market Cipher's money flow. But if you do want a good money flow indicator, it's called the MFI Directive. That's a good one. It's made in-house by somebody in our Discord, and they're very good at coding. See, what Mrs. G is trying to do... Okay, so this is what Mrs. G is trying to do. So she might be correct, okay? She might be correct. You know, most of the time women are not wrong. All right? Not gonna lie. So the way she's looking at this is potentially bottom here. Let's see. So she's looking for the long game. So you can see that if we put our up channel GON fans on this, we pretty much use the 1-to-1 GON fan to lift off. What I believe that she's trying to do is she's trying to accumulate for the next 4 years and then use this next trend line for the next actual bull run, like a crazy bull run that nobody expects. But obviously, if you have your GON fans, you know where these parabolics are. But that's not to say that we can't, you know, take a little up run and maybe do a little bit of this and then find support along that line and then go up. I don't think it's going to be a direct downwards path to this. It could be very much sideways. It very much could. It could be between the 1 and the 0.786 for the next 4 years. That is a possibility before we hit that next trend line. But I do think that we will have many upsides, many downsides. I don't think it's necessarily going to be one stuck range. But that next trend line in about 2025 to 20, actually, from the way I drew this, is about 2026. So about 6 years. Go down one more. You want us to go all the way down to the 0.618 at $592? I ain't having it. I'll fight back. Square up, Mrs. G. Square up. But that's what I believe is her play. Which we can come back 6 years later on Livestream and I'll say I was wrong. I'll say, okay, Mrs. G, this is why you're the whale. Yeah, from that level. Yep. I think that's a pipe dream. Like, there's two sides to these markets. You can be either overly bullish or overly bearish. I just think that's overly bearish. I think you do have a long-term perspective on Bitcoin, and you are long-term bullish, but you just want as much Bitcoin as you possibly can get. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't think I'm the oracle. I don't think I'm the god of Bitcoin. I don't control it. But I'm just saying, it's not really a high possibility. Hey, get off of that. Get off of that. One time I was playing video games and Fish, he just went under my desk and somehow he flipped the switch on everything and everything turned off. I don't want that to happen again. I wouldn't mind it either, but you have to be realistic. I don't think the whales would do that, especially with the amount of wallets to have 1,000 BTC or more now. I just don't think that's going to be a possibility. You got to understand, not all the weak hands are out yet. BTC will rise when the serious whales decide. I think it's when the God fans decide. I don't know why they work. I don't know why they work at all. They're magic. Okay, but that's what they just decide what happens. I don't know why. 8 digits. Okay, I'm catching up, Mrs. G. I'm not quite to your level, but I'm catching up. Give me 5 years, and I'll be. Yeah. Okay. Fishy, you just went out this morning. Okay. You can wait a couple minutes. All right. How long have I been streaming? 38 minutes. Okay, so give me 20 minutes, Fish, and I'll take you outside. Okay. Fish, do not cry. Kite, where's your stop on your long and why? My stop on my long is at 935 below the macro resistance. Well, the macro support now. So if that macro support is broken, that means we're going down. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of my trade. Okay, Fish is crying so much. He must have to go to the bathroom. No, Monero's my baby. All right, I wouldn't mind buying more Monero because I think Monero is going to be the next Bitcoin. Definitely for like darknet purposes. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go take Fish out. He's crying. He's a little baby boy. He's a little bishy fish. Okay, so I'll be right back. Hello. I forgot to tell you that the last two digits are 0.0. Thank you, Universal. I appreciate that, buddy. So are the whales the ones that chooses which direction? I don't. Yes, but time mostly is what decides the direction of Bitcoin. Obviously, yes, people with lots of money can influence the market more than others, but you know, I don't. It's not manipulation, guys. They're not out to steal your money. It's not. They don't have ill intent. All they are doing is trying to make sure that they get richer. Wouldn't you do the same? Obviously, some of those people aren't the best people. You know, obviously, if you're rich and powerful, you do stupid shit because you can. Well, that's not for me to decide. Kite, I think the calc is wrong, but maybe it's the way I saved it. I don't think so. Sometimes it gets thrown off balance depending on if you mess something up. But I mean, this is pretty much exact. It's like right here. Let's see. Let's try to reopen it. Actually, let's close this. Don't save. And then reopen it. So say $50,000. You're trading 5% of that, 20% of that, and you have a 2. Yeah, that's right. Christopher, what's going on, man? Sir, I have the horizontal support line at roughly 9.2k. Do you think when we close several candles below it, it becomes a resistance line in the short term? Yes, I believe I have mine at the same exact place. I have mine based off of candle bodies at 9,254, and we've already gotten multiple candle bodies closes after that, below that line, as well as what kind of looks like a rejection off of that same point. Mrs. G. I'll post it in chat again. I think I have the Dropbox link still in my clipboard. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Oh, right here. That is the link to the risk reward calculator. I promise there's no viruses involved. It's a Excel spreadsheet. You can scan it. There's nothing. Jackhoff. I'm sorry, that's an unfortunate name, unless you picked that name because of that reason. Yes, I mean, I don't use kite crossing anymore. I have focused more on support and resistance ever since that point in time because it's the only way to get better entries and better stop losses. And if you have better entries and better stop losses, you can crank your leverage up safely and make more money. Okay. If you're waiting on indicators to give you signals, yes, you can make great trades. You can make good trades. I'm not saying that, but you're going to have worse entries. That's all. Doesn't mean that you can't make money. Just means you're going to have worse entries. That's all. Okay, Mrs. G. Okay. Hold on, I gotta check my calendar real quick. I'm pretty sure I have a session at 5, I believe. I might have to push that back because I want to go get some food. Okay, no, I have a session at 6, unless I just didn't mark one. So that'll let me time to go get food. So I'm probably gonna hop off live stream at probably like 4:30. go grab some food. Maybe 4 o'clock because it's 3 o'clock right now. I want to keep, I know people love long live streams because they love hanging out, but I definitely want to keep the live streams more condensed. So that way, if someone misses the live stream, they don't have to watch 4 hours. Because, you know, my bread and butter, it's not, you know, videos like Crypto Kirby or Crypto Zombie. I do live streams because I love talking to you guys. I love interacting with you guys. I love answering your questions face to face. That's what I love to do. So I do want to make the live streams more accessible. Obviously, if you're watching the live stream after the fact, just turn on 2x speed. Obviously, it's still going to be 1 hour, but your brain starts to figure out how to, you know, listen to somebody in 2x pretty easily. For one-on-one, do we message you on Discord? Yes. So I have so many people to keep track of with the one-on-ones and everything. If you guys want to schedule one, message me. I probably won't ever reach out to you because, you know, I got so many people coming to me all the time. But reach out to me. I'll go ahead and set you up. Good to go. No, okay, so AK, I have a severe DoorDash addiction. I probably get like 2 meals a day from DoorDash that add up to about like $60 to $50. So if I can go out to like a restaurant or fast food place, like for the same meal, I would probably only pay like $12 instead of $25. So I rather just drive over to Sonic's, Wendy's, Outback, Taco Bell, and just pick up the food myself now. How do you use it? The risk to reward calculator? Is that what you're talking about? So before I get into this, let me explain something called the 1% rule. So you'll hear many good traders talking about the 1% rule and say only ever risk 1% of your portfolio on a trade. Now, that does not mean that you're only using 1% of your portfolio to trade with and then you have a stop loss on top of that. That means if you lose the trade, you will only lose 1% of your portfolio. So that's why 5% of your portfolio, and then you lose 20% of 5%, that is 1% of your portfolio. So that's how we get that number. So the way this risk reward calculator works is you put in your portfolio amount. So if it's $500, let's say you have $500, you're risking 5% of your portfolio. Now, if you're starting with a very low amount, you can do a riskier setup. You can do 10% of your portfolio and risking 20% of that. I would not recommend go over 2% of your portfolio on any trade. I have done it before, but that's because I'm stupid. Okay. But definitely don't try it. Going over 2%, that is. But let's say you have $500. Obviously, you want to make a little bit more money. 300 Rivers, what's up, buddy? So let's say you're using that. So that means you're using $50 and you're willing to lose $10. So you put in your actual stop loss on your actual chart. So like, let's say this trade, for example, our stop loss is a 1.37. So we put in 1.37, no percentage sign. And then that will tell us how much leverage we should use and how many contracts we should use. And that's how I figure out from trade to trade what I'm supposed to do. That way, if we win this trade, our risk to reward in the next trade is the same in terms of what we would actually lose. So if you hit an 11, that means you could lose 10 trades in a row and still be in profit. That's why this is so important. That makes sure that whenever you win, it's monumental. And whenever you lose, it's minuscule. That's why we use this. So hopefully you guys can get some use out of that. I do want to get some chat bots, like Nightbot, if you guys know what that is. It's basically like a robot that you guys can type in commands. So let's say I can add that Dropbox link to Nightbot, and then all you would have to do if you want to see it or want to get that link, you would just type !RR_calc, and then it would pop up the link. Or maybe I could find out some other stuff to do with it. Maybe I can set up like a point system where the more you guys watch me, the more you guys get points. And then maybe I can make it so that if you get a certain amount of points, you get a free one-on-one session with me. Obviously, it would have to be quite a bit of watch time. But that is something that I can do in the future to make this more interactive and give you guys more rewards for watching me. because I do want to show you guys some appreciation for all the people that, even if you're not in the Patreon or in the one-on-one group, if you're watching these live streams, you are supporting me. So I do thank you very much. I want to make sure that you guys, that's reciprocated through my actions. I think I'm going to get Sonics today. I haven't had Sonics in like probably a couple weeks. Sonics is weird, okay? Sonics messes up my stomach, but god dang, they got some good food. Especially their pretzels. Their pretzels are awesome. And I've thought about shaving the beard recently. But I've already gotten enough people calling me a 12-year-old on live streams. Not on the live streams, but in the comments. And that would just make it worse. And the beard helps hide my double chin, so you guys don't know that I'm super fat. At least I look like I'm a normal size here. Don't do it. Don't shave the beard. Just trim it. Yeah, I do need to trim it because it's like, it's not even. There's like little tiny hairs coming out that go past the beard. Is the calculator available somewhere? Sorry if I missed it. Yeah, I'll just repost the link for you. No problem. Anybody that needs it, I have it already in my little thingy. XRP did it again, baby. Wait, is this separate from what we just looked at? No way. No, it's still sitting at that place we were talking about. Yeah, somebody hopped on live stream and I didn't even know that was up 6% today. Like I said, XRP, it's not something that I'm trading. I particularly saw a bottom and an opportunity for a really good risk to reward ratio. So I'm willing to take a chance on it. It's just a long-term hold. I'm not going to be watching it from day to day. If someone mentions it, of course, I'll look at it. I love it. I love the money. I don't really like XRP all that much. Oh, that hurt. I like it just got blocked out of my mind last night. It's still kind of hard to think about. And I got a million messages this morning on Discord. They were like, "Don't sell it, bro. Don't sell it. It's already up $100 on pre-market. Don't sell it." Dude, I don't care at this point. Obviously, if I leave my money in, yes, I could be missing out on a monumental amount of money. But I've already made my money off of it. I've made more than enough. I'm just going to take my profit and I'm going to use it for the next Bitcoin bull run. That's awesome, Universal. Yeah, like I didn't even know that I could grow a beard. Like until about not last year, not last November, but the November before that, I decided to go into No Shave November and try it out, and I was expecting to get like scruff and look really weird. But no, I got an actual beard from it. No Shave November, you never know. Yatin, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Last night was monumental. We made so much money off of Tesla. Today, XRP is up. That's doing very well. Bitcoin trade, it's kind of like in between. Obviously, we still have that long open, but I do have a scalp short that definitely could take over and make more money than I lost. Fishy, be good dog. You're so cute. You're so cute. He's snorting so loud. Whenever you start rubbing his ears, it's just like he started crying as soon as I took the camera off of him. What a little diva. The beard chooses you. It's like a lightsaber. Are you still painting the vertical lines through the crosses of the Gon fans? Not so much off the crosses of the Gon fans, but I do the 192-day market cycles. Even though I don't have it highlighted right now, we crossed through one. Did we already? Yeah, we've already crossed through it on the 24th, I believe. Fish, he's biting my pants. Get off of me. What the hell? Don't bite my pants. So I'm redoing my entire living room. So I have two options that I have to work with here. So I can either redo my room. My budget is for the living room would be around like $4,500. That includes everything that I'm looking to get: TV, couch, everything. So it's not like the craziest budget, but it's, because I do want a place for me and my friends to hang out, because right now it's just like they come into my room. I have a couch in my room. I have chairs. That's it. But let me show you the two different things that I'm looking at doing. Let me go to YouTube real quick. I look at this channel called Random Frank P, Setup Wars for like ideas, and I saw one that really was like caught my eye that I can do in my living room to make it kind of like a studio slash hangout station. Let me go ahead and go to, where's my history at? History. There we go. Stop that. You do not do that. Am I dodging your question? I'm sorry, man. I must have missed it. Okay, I have a question. What do you think about this indicator? Money miner trailing profit stop loss. I'm going to tell you right now, I hate trailing profit and trailing stop losses. I don't like them. But if it's a good indicator, it's a good indicator. I'll look at it in just a second. Fish, stop chewing on that right now. Stop chewing on that. So I have a pull-up bar that I have to put in the corner of my room, and he chews the foam off of it, even though he has 1,000 different toys. Hey, get away from it. Okay, let me try to find this this video. Okay, so it's not that one. Who watched all these Jack Harlows? Okay, Fish, you're gonna have to go lay down, buddy. You're gonna have to go lay down. Okay, so it's this right here. So this is what I'm looking to do in my living room. Let me see if I can find a better picture of it. Okay, there we go. So that's like my idea of what I want to do in my living room. So the cons would be, okay, if I have people over, if like, someone starts living with me again, because once my roommates move out, it's just going to be me. If people are over, it's going to be much harder to keep down the quiet, because I try to remain very professional on live stream, and some of my friends are not the most professional people, and they will say stupid stuff on live stream that might get me in trouble. But I could do the same thing in my room, just it'll be much smaller. So in my room, I think it's like, let's see, that wall is probably like 12 feet. This wall is probably like 12 feet. And I got 9 feet across. And I got like a little pushed in alcove here that I put my entire setup. So one of the ones that I was looking at doing was something a little bit different. Let's see. Get Fish his own pull-up bar. He just gets swole. He just, little doggy pull-ups. Hey, no, hey, stop. God. Do you use the pull-up? Fish might be getting after the minerals from your sweat. If so, get him some pink salt and add it to his food. Maybe. Yeah, I do use it a lot, but that's kind of weird. What website was that living room? So it's just a YouTube video called Room Tour Project number 186. It's a series on this guy's channel called Setup Wars or Room Tour Project or by Random Frank P. And like some of the setups, like this guy is insane. So he's got like a marble floor. So a marble floor. Look at how crazy this dude's setup is. Like, I can guarantee like the figures on his wall are probably like 10 grand at least. And the fact that he has a separate ventilation system within his desk for his computer so that the computer heat doesn't get into the air is absolutely crazy. Thank you. It's just my pajama shirt. So I remember in the beginning when I first started to live stream, I tried to put like effort into like wearing a nice dress shirt so I look like I know what I'm talking about. But at this point, I'm just gonna be me. I don't really care. But how do you get the stop loss percentage for the last box in your Excel tool? So let's say you're taking a trade like this one, for example. So we have a breakout of this pattern right here, which is the bullish rectangle. So you take your entry below the support and you put your stop loss above it, either in the middle of the pattern. Mine's a little bit closer because I want to be a little bit riskier. There is definitely a much bigger chance of getting wicked out if it does want to come up and retest. But I'm willing to take that chance just for a little bit better risk to reward. If anything, I'll just hop back in. And even though, so a lot of people are like, well, if you get wicked out, why would you hop back in? Well, a good example of that is over here. So over here, I took a long. So my risk to reward looks something like this. I had about a 2% stop loss. So right here, this was my trade setup. So I have an 8. So I got wicked out. So now I re-enter as soon as we come back above that support and re-enter. So if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have made any money. You would have just been sitting on the sidelines. So now that I lost a 1, but I made an 8, now I made a 7. So it just kind of like balances itself out. So if I have a 10 here, so let's say I have this one right here. This one is a 10. Okay. So if I get wicked out, but then we come back down below, I can re-enter. Okay, obviously I lost a 1, but I'm going to make a 10, so therefore I'm going to make a 9. If that made any sense. I know that's a lot of numbers to be thrown around. I don't think I'm going to get a marble floor. That's a little bit too bougie for me. I don't know what kind of floor I have. It's a dark color. It's not walnut. It's I don't know. I don't know. But it's nice. It's nice. Hey man, do you have any video on how to make Market Cipher look like what you have on the screen? I don't think I touched on it in the actual Market Cipher video. But what I did is I have the 3 charts set up. And up here, I have Market Cipher B and RSI, which I separated by using the pin. Okay. And then down here, I just have Market Cipher again, but I just turned off the RSI and money flow to make it a little bit more easier to see. So that's the way I have it right now. And the way I kind of combined these indicators together is if you drag and drop a indicator onto another indicator, it will combine them together. And particularly Market Cipher B's money flow and the RSI work out perfectly, and they don't kind of cross over each other a lot. Kite, when do you think happens the biggest move? I mean, is there any usual time where big moves happen? Typically on Mondays and going into the weekend is when some of the biggest moves happen, but it's crypto's 24/7. It's not like the stock market where there's an open and a close and a pre-market. So it's literally just, it's based off of patterns. Whenever those have breakouts, those are where the biggest moves are going to happen. Besides that, sometimes you slow down to a standstill. Sometimes you just continue going. Like right here, I had a short that was open for 18 days. But during that period of time, even though we kept going up, back down, yes, I was scalping that, but I kept my short open because that's just the way I play my patterns. What is your bullish scenario? Let's say the 2-to-1 Ganfan holds. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So the 2-to-1 Ganfan, starting from back here, has been the support. We found support here. That is basically the legacy trend line that you see on many different channels like Crypto Kirby, Philicone, CVC Patrons. All of them are talking about the legacy trend line. And that is pretty much the 2-to-1 Ganfan. So what I'm looking for it to happen is I'm trying to put my brain as if I have hundreds of millions of dollars to work with. Okay. So right now, this little tiny blip, no matter that it seems so insignificant to somebody, whales are looking at this and saying, okay, we've been in a downtrend for 6 months now. This is the first time that we were able to actually break that resistance. So what they might try to do is they might try to force the price action back down, accumulate, and then have it break again. They just want a for sure sign that it is going to be able to be broken pretty soon. So that's why I'm thinking that we will dump back down. We might even touch 7,800. We could even touch 7,500 if we get unlucky. And then we go ahead and we get a couple bounces, and then we have another breakout to the upside around the halvening in April. So that would work out pretty much perfectly. So that's what I'm looking at. Crypto Ghost, what's going on, man? How you doing, buddy?
100% on point. Really digging this. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 186 of Room Tour Project. Hope you enjoyed this crazy edition. If there's anything you like, don't forget, I'll have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out, as well as some simple instructions on how to submit your setup. If you think your setup is as crazy or crazier as some of the ones you showed off today, feel free to submit.
That's awesome, man.
Like this episode,
Appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming.
feel free to follow me on Twitter @randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that
Okay, that's an old chat over there.
enjoy. Have a good day.
We'll maximize this. Actually, no, we'll just do this. Put this like this.
Am I 27 or am I 12? What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P. Back to episode 188 of
Let's see. Did I miss any artwork from him? Next question. Do you have any books, documents that you would recommend to read before trading? So I don't read like a lot of the like basic beginner books. I kind of just self-taught myself and listen to other great traders. That was kind of my method. Now, one book in particular that doesn't necessarily directly relate to trading, but has helped me tremendously in learning how to get past my losses and not let them, envelop my brain with sadness. It's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Okay, I know it sounds like it's pretty vulgar. And yes, there's a lot of the F word in that book in the very beginning. But it's a tremendous read. It teaches you to not give a fuck. Just keep moving on. Focus on your wins. Forget about the losses. Continue going on. Obviously, you're going to have to translate it to trading for yourself. Obviously, it's more of like a self-help book for real life, but it's directly in your face saying, hey, you're the fucking idiot that is messing up your life. That's pretty much, I think that's one of the direct quotes from the book, I think. So it's very in your face, but it's a wonderful read. It's on Audible. I would highly recommend it. Trading books in particular, I haven't read any. Kite, you said that it's a scalp short, but might turn into a swing scalp. So did you use 5% instead of 2%? Is that why you said it's higher? I used about 3. But if we do cross back down below the macro support, I'll add the additional 2%. Now, I don't necessarily recommend that because you are averaging down in a short. and that could kind of skew your risk to reward ratio if you do lose. But I'm willing to do that to kind of make up for some of my losses. It's kind of like a medium reward, medium risk type movement. It's not high risk and it's not low risk. It's kind of in the middle. But it will help me recoup some of the losses and make the most out of this next pattern. Because I was trying to short right here anyways, so it's not like anything really changed. So we'll try. Whack off. Do we have another guy named Whack off in here? Now we have Jack off. And when you said you learned from someone else, who was that experienced one? So I'll type out some of the channels. So Filicone, Crypto Revolution, and Crown Crypto. Those are the three people that I would watch religiously on oh, Whack Off phase pattern. Yeah, I definitely see what you were talking about last night, D. Lee, and that definitely makes a lot of sense. Crown? Yeah. You don't know who Crown is? Superman. I don't know who Superman is. Might actually go stop by my mom's house after I get food. See how she's doing. She's been sleeping for a couple days now. I don't know who that is. Like I said, I found people that I trust and I stick to those people. He talks too fast. Yeah, he does talk fast. We have had many conversations where we have speculated that Crown Crypto is on meth. Okay. He's sweating all the time. He's always dehydrated and drinking too much water, and he talks like he's on crack. All right, so only option, meth. Now it's gonna be like he's gonna invite me to a boxing match and be like, "You said I was on meth. Watch me beat your ass." Because that's what YouTube is now. Whenever you have beef with somebody, you invite them to a boxing match. The book that I don't recommend any trading books just because I haven't read any in particular, so I can't really suggest any. But a book that has helped me in life and has helped me in trading tremendously is called a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. It was a bestseller back in like 2017, 2018, and it was fantastic. It's not your normal self-help book. It's something that it's directly in your face, saying what the problem is. And it talks a lot, man. It's really real. It's not some dude trying to say, well, you gotta fix your habits and you gotta do this and this and that. No, it's completely different. Yes, they can. Mandy, hello.
Wooden wrist rest to go along with the case of the board. Absolutely love the color coordination of the keycaps to his custom coil cable with the Logitech MX Master wireless mouse and a little.
What was that 17-year-old guy's name that would always talk about hash flare? Now hash flare, it's debatable that it was a scam because I did use hash flare and I did make lots of money from it before the actual bubble burst. But obviously they did shut down, so I mean it was kind of like an exit scam. But what was that guy's name? I know there was a Trayvon Wallace, I think, was the guy that promoted BitConnect. And then there was what was that kid's name? Kite, if we pull back, would you say there is a trigger for a sizable bounce? Not immediately. What I'm looking for is a pullback down to 7,800 around that region. It could be anywhere from 82 to 7,800, so just be aware of that. And I'm looking for it to kind of build a inverse head and shoulders, and then we have a breakout to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. Here, is he still on YouTube? I'm just gonna look up Hash Flare Kid. Like, all trace of this guy is gone. Crypto Nick. Okay, that was, yeah, I remember that now. Okay, Crypto Nick. Is his channel still up? Crypto Nick promoted BitConnect too? Oh, his name was Trayvon James. There's a video 6 months ago. Where is the BitConnect gang now? Wait, Trayvon James still has a channel? This dude's still posting? What? Look at this. I went all in on Hex. Oh, God. I want to see this video. Your last warning. Hold on, is this coming through my headphones?
Touch or smell or hear or anything like that. Today is November the 5th, 29th. First 3 days, 985 players. Coins up 0.8%. Everything's looking good, nice and green. Litecoin up 3%. Let's look at the top gainers. Dragon coins, probably it could. Let's go to the weekly. This, I think, the negative to, you know, stop loss. What more? Each other.
Okay, well, from what I can see, Trayvon James is actually talking about charts now. Obviously, he still might be up to his old, like, promoting shit coins and stuff like that and scams. But he might have learned his lesson. It looks like he's actually developed more of a technical analysis ability from when I last saw him. Obviously, even then, I didn't have a technical analysis ability, so I can't say shit. But it looks like he's at least trying to actually do technical analysis. So he's done some shitty things, but I'll give him a pass, okay? If he is trying to do better, obviously, people aren't going to listen to him, which sucks if he is trying to do better, but you learn from your past, that's all. You go live every single day. I go live from Monday to Friday, and on Mondays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, I stream around 2 p.m. EST. So that'll be about either 7 or 8 p.m. in Europe. And then me in particular, I go on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I go on at 8 p.m. EST, and at the end of the stream, a little thing will pop up with my schedule on it as well. And what would trigger you to get out of your long and into your short? So if it does go below 9,035, that's my stop on my swing. My favorite thing is going on the Bitcoin subreddit and then looking at people that like, see, this is where I don't get. The people that say technical analysis does not work are the people that expect it to work either 100% of the time, or 2, they don't know what they're doing. Technical analysis is not meant to work 100% of the time. It is meant to find good trading setups and take advantage of the ones that will work out. It's just another tool in your toolbox. That's all it is. That's all it is. But let me go ahead and see if I can find some stuff out. Because I love reading these where it's like people are just complaining about like technical analysis does not work at all. And I'm like, dude, come on. I've made so much money off of technical analysis. It's not even funny. You can't tell me it doesn't work. Wait, what? Bitcoin subreddit? Not popping up? What? Hello? Communities? Okay, there we go. So go to the Bitcoin subreddit, type in TA. Okay, so that post right there is funny as hell. Okay, that just looks stupid. I mean, I'm pretty sure many people say the same thing about me with my Gone fans, and especially the Gone fans I used to do back in the day. But at least there's some thought process behind it. But that's just ridiculous. That kind of looks like Gone fans, not gonna lie. And if you zoom into that chart, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty accurate. Is it gonna let me scroll down? Dude. I mean, that's pretty accurate. It looks like Gone fans. DMT trip. This guy knows what's up. r/Bitcoin is scam. Bitcoin Cash, ain't it? No, r/BTC is Bitcoin Cash. Kite, could you show the Excel risk reward sheet and click on the cells that have a formula? I just want to make my own. I didn't make it. Someone in my group named Cost Power made it. I don't know which ones are which, but if you download the file, you should be able to find out, right? Just want to brag. I called this shit ages ago. Blah, blah, blah. TA doesn't work. I love that. Now, he was a little bit aggressive on his curve here. I think he should have been a little bit less aggressive because that's actually cutting a lot of candles. Wow, congratulations on calling the dip after it happened. I don't think that's what he's doing, man. This guy knows what's up. People in this sub don't like it when somebody predicts something or talks about strategy. HODL is the only thing they care about. Congrats for you saving yourself. Yep. The person that opened up my eyes and told me, hey, HODLing is good if you don't know what you're doing, but there's so much more money in trading, was Crypto Bitcoin Chris. And he made a lot of sense. And obviously it takes a lot of work to be able to do it effectively. But once you find something that works, stick to it, and you will make astronomical amounts compared to just hodling. It's all about accumulation. Do you think that the people that actually make money off of Bitcoin are just hodlers? No, they know how to accumulate, whether that's through dollar cost averaging or just, trading back and forth like me. I don't have a day job where I get cash coming in and then going to Bitcoin. The way I dollar cost average is through trading. That's how I gain my Bitcoin. And that's okay, Mandy. If you're having a hard time with trading, there's no shame in hodling. I'm just saying, if you can, if you have the ability and you're willing to learn, there's a lot more money in this market than just hodling. But there's no shame in it. The thing I don't like is when hodlers get all, what's the word for it? Pompous and say that if you're not hodling, you're doing it wrong. No. I mean, obviously, if you're a bad trader and you lose all your money, yeah, you're doing it wrong. But at least you're trying. That's all. I'm trying to fix my camera real quick. Come on. Okay, it's just going to be tilted. Yeah, religious. It's like they're married to their Bitcoin. They can't ever leave it. Fishy. Fishy, your entire front of your face is wet. Did you just dip your whole entire face in the water bowl? I think you did. I think you did, because everything in your front is wet. What kind of stuff do you use from Crown on a daily basis? I'm in his program and trying to figure out a trading plan. I only watched his live streams. I didn't actually buy his formula, or not his formula, but his trading course. The most simple trading plan that I can give you, that this is just mine. Some people, they look at me like some crazy trader that does complicated things. No, I'm establishing a pattern, and I'm simply shorting the tops, long in the bottoms, shorting the tops, long in the bottoms, focusing on risk to reward ratios. If you do not understand risk to reward ratios, you will lose all your money. I can guarantee you. You have to start there. Learn what risk to reward ratios are. I might put out a video on it pretty soon. I'm not sure. If not, just go look it up. I'm sure somebody else has something. Understand that and how to utilize it effectively, and then start branching out. Whether you're using Gonfans, whether you're using just simple technical analysis with horizontal and diagonal lines from price action, just have something in your back pocket, a strict trading plan. Because if you do not have a plan, you do not have success. If you do not have success, your wife is going to leave you. Okay? I'm just kidding. That's awesome, Korean. Have fun, man. Have fun. We just talked about what I'm looking to happen is I'm looking for a breakdown, and I'm looking for over the next couple of weeks to come down to $7,800, get a bounce off of $7,800 and hold the 4-to-1 Gonfan. So my ideology is that this is a sign to the whales that yes, we have the potential to actually start a new uptrend. So they want it to come back down, and they want to accumulate, so that when it actually does break again and it does lift off for, an actual lift off, they have more Bitcoin to start with. But they were just looking for this sign in order to start that. So I think it is going to dump back into this pattern, and we will accumulate over the next 60 days and then finally have a lift off to the upside. That's my plan. Obviously, if the 2-to-1 Gonfan breaks, we'll dump down to $5,500, and that's going to be sad. But at the lowest, we could come all the way down to 4,800 and still find support and still go upwards. Is Mrs. G in the MC Discord was chatting to someone with a different name yesterday that watches you? Maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the name Mrs. G in the MC Discord. Yeah, guys, keep trading simple. Trading is the easy part. Technical analysis is the easy part. Obviously, after you learn what you have to learn, then it gets actually easy. The hard part is your emotions while you're in a trade. But as long as you understand risk to reward, that could greatly reduce those emotions and cause you to mess up. Trading is nothing but human error. A lot of people that suck at trading are the ones that want to be the best at trading. Once you understand that you do not need a 99% win ratio to be a successful trader, that's when you'll actually get better. That's why I kind of hated what CryptoFace said in his video where he said, this kid has a 90% win ratio because of market cipher. No, I don't. I don't even think I have a 50% win ratio. But I guarantee you that if you put my portfolio next to somebody that has been trading for a long time that doesn't understand risk to reward ratios, mine looks 100% better. I noticed that you sometimes start your GONS fans at the top price and sometimes at the bottom price. Why is that? Are you talking about like this? Like starting a GON fan here and starting a GON fan here? That is still a possibility, Jan. So that's why I am still holding my long until that GON fan is broken. Because that is always a possibility. But I'm just saying, yes, we could dump back into the pattern, and that would be definitely a good thing, short term, for accumulation and letting some of the higher end RSIs cool off, such as the daily, the 3-day, before another up run. So the reason why I have up channels and down channels is so that I get a full picture and I can spot those breakouts. That's why I have the up channels and the down channels. So not only do I have supports, I also have resistances. Because if you have one or the other, you're missing a big piece of the puzzle. So the formula that you're looking for in order to start your GON fans is you're looking for a pattern, a breakout, a bottom, and from that bottom, the next swing high. Those are where you're gonna place your GON fans. So right here, we have a pattern. We have a breakout, we have a top, we have a swing low, and then we have another breakout. So that's why my GON fans aren't all the way up here. No, Mandy, I don't blame him. It's just a marketing tactic. It's his hustle. I'm not gonna fault him for doing that kind of stuff. He asked me if it was okay. Obviously, I didn't know he was gonna say a 90% win ratio, but it's okay with me. It sucks that now my name is attached to 90%. So that when people come into my live streams and they hear me saying, "Okay, I'm going long, I'm going short," they feel like there's this overwhelming percentage that they cannot lose this trade now. And that's the problem. That's why on the one-on-ones in the Telegram, I don't focus on showing you guys my exact trades. That's because I don't want you guys to blindly follow me. That's why I didn't set up a bot for my trades. Because I want you guys to be able to learn what I'm doing and understand why I do it. And that way you guys don't put more position, more leverage behind my moves simply because you believe in my abilities. I am not the end-all be-all of traders. I lose all the time. But the difference is because when I lose, it's a minuscule amount, but when I win, it's a monumental amount. The difference is between somebody like that is somebody that's basing it off of emotions. If they see me and they're like, okay, this kid knows exactly what he's talking about, there's no way he loses his trade, so I'm going to bet 50% of my portfolio, no stop loss. It sounds like that's crazy, but people do it. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate that the live streams cause that, but I try my best to negate it. That's why I don't show my trades on live streams in terms of like my actual Bybit account. From time to time, yes, I'll show you one of my alternate accounts. Obviously, it's for my protection so that, that info does not get leaked, because I've already leaked my IP address. That's one thing that I did. But I don't want to influence you guys to the point where you guys are over leveraging and over positioning your trades because of me. Just know that when I make a trade, I do it safely. So that's why I'm teaching you guys on live stream, in the one-on-ones, in the Telegram group, how to use risk to reward ratios to your advantage to do the same exact thing that I do. So I don't really document my trades either. I learn the lessons from the trade that I just recently lost, and I move on to the next trade. I always think about one trade. I'm looking at the trade I'm in, and maybe the next 1 to 2 trades that I might get into. But I don't really keep a lot of journaling of all of my trades. Yes, I probably should, But it